Yeah, you can go ahead with your counseling session.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Uh, just a minute, sir.
Okay, sir.
So, visible my slide. My voice is audible.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's visible, sir.
So, continuing the last session, some important issues relating to the Indian agriculture. So, there are three important concepts in the first block. So, that is Indian farmers' beliefs and practices. So, another one is agriculture and Indian economy, and another one is the importance of the agriculture sector. Okay, so in the last session we have to discuss in the what is the origin and how the agriculture sector their development and at the 1600 time period to the right now. So in this session we are seeing in the there are some important contribution to the agriculture and what are the reforms or in agriculture. So that is importance of agriculture in Indian economy. So that is a very important thing. Their agriculture sector they are providing nearly 45 to 50% of workforce to the total population in our economy, and agriculture is the main important source for the food security. So no doubt at all, agriculture they plays a vital role in the Indian economy, and they are a major contributor to rural livelihoods and food security. So this is some important contribution to the agriculture sector, and nearly in GDP right now, there once upon a time, the agriculture sector they are 60% their contribution to the GDP. So right now, the contribution is 70 to 18% to the Indian GDP. So it is a recent years. So this is the contribution of the GDP to the in our economy. So at the same time, primary source of livelihood for rural population. So agriculture sector is the primary source for the rural population of in our India. So this agriculture sector they supply the raw material to the industry, that is textile, sugar, food processing, and some important key features of Indian agriculture. So that is small and marginal holdings and monsoon dependency and labor intensive methods and the diverse cropping patterns. So these are the some important features of Indian agriculture. So in our Indian agriculture, there right now also they are existing the small and marginal farmers, and all right now also there are tremendous development are in the Indian agriculture, but right now also they are depending on the monsoon. So there are some right now also there are some labor intensive methods, and they are diverse the cropping pattern. They are low level of the diverse cropping pattern. So these are some important key features of Indian agriculture. And in our Indian agriculture, there are major crops are the food grain side, rice, wheat, maize, pulses. So these four are the very important food grains in the crop side. And the crops are the cotton, sugarcane, and jute. So these three are the cash crops. And horticulture is the fruits and vegetables. So plantation is the tea, coffee, rubber, and the spices. So these are the major crops in our Indian agriculture. They are cultivating and they are growing in different states of in our Indian economy. So there are much more contribution to the economy. So that is share in GDP and export earnings and agro-based industries, rural development. So these four are the very important contribution to the economy to the agriculture sector. So there are some share can be they are contributing in GDP. At the same time, they are exporting where the other countries so in different products. So another one is agro-based industry. So agro-based industries are the very important development, and another one is the rural development. So when we are strengthening in the agriculture, so automatically we have rurally developed in our economy. So these are the major contribution to the economy in the agriculture sector. There right now there are some challenges they are facing in our economy. So that is fragmented land holding and the climate change and the drought and the low productivity, post-harvest losses, poor infrastructure and market linkages, and farmer independence. So these are the some important challenges that right now in all our states, in our India, they are facing these are the challenges. So they are fragmented land holding. So this problem is very important, a severe problem. So right now they are existing in the. There another one is climate change and drought. So in there are different states. So they are utilizing in the so many fertilizers. So commercialization of the agriculture sector. So they are affecting on the climate. So when they are affecting on the climate, we are facing the drought. So this is another important, severe important problem in the Indian agriculture sector. So at the same in some production, we are seeing in the low productivity. So at the same time, post-harvest losses. So in some areas right now also we are facing this type of problem, the post-harvest losses. And at the same time, in different states right now also they are not improving in the infrastructure. So especially when they are improving in infrastructure, there is no problems, no worries in the growing of the agriculture sector in our economy. So right now we are not a much more funding to the local government side and state government side. At the same time, central government side, there are poor infrastructure and market linkages. So at the same time, right now, they are throughout India, they are recently we are seeing the farmer independence and suicide. So central government and state government, they are some areas they are concentration, they are giving some awareness, they are reducing in the independence, and they are protecting to the farmers to the rural areas and right now. So this is also another important severe problem they are facing in our Indian agriculture. So these are all the some challenges of the Indian agricultural development. So these problems, these challenges, we have to overcome. The government they are introducing some initiatives. So that is called the PM Kisan. So this is the last 4 years. In 2000, I think 2018, this program can be introduced. In this program, there are so much their assistance we are providing to the Indian farmers in our economy. And PM Fasal Bima Yojana. So this is another initiative. So the government they are undertaking and introducing in the different states or different rural areas. So Fasal Bima Yojana is nothing but all farmers they are compulsory their insurance with all crops. Is there any natural calamity they are affecting? So automatically government they can be supporting and providing some damage compensation. So that is called PM Fasal Bima Yojana. So at the same time, ENAM. So ENAM means their national agricultural marketing. Their online marketing facility can be providing to the our government to development of the our Indian agriculture. So this is another important initiative the government they are undertaken and they are introducing. So next one is soil health card scheme. So this is also new scheme. So government every year they are introducing so many initiatives and they are attracting and providing in the and encouraging in the agriculture in a rural areas, especially in our economy. So irrigation program. So that is the PMKSY. So this is another important initiative. So these are some important initiatives present government they are undertaking and the development of and promoting of the our agriculture sector in our economy. So these are all the some important initiatives to undertake into the government. At the same time, some trends exist in our agriculture sector. That is rise of agri-tech startup. So right now, this is a very boom concept that is agriculture startup. So at the same time, organic and sustainable farming and contract farming and farmer producer organizations and digital agriculture. So these are the very important trends in agriculture sector. So our Prime Minister Pradhan Narendra Modi, so they are introducing these are all very important concepts, especially in the rural areas, and they are linked up between the rural area to the urban area and to the economy and the globe level. So they have to link up. That is called the digital agriculture. So these are the very important trends in our Indian agriculture sector. So another important reforms they are undertaken to the government. So that is the land reform and consolidation and investment in research and development. So our government, there are so much of amount they are investing in research and development side, and they can better seeds, better fertilizers, and better practices, and they are introducing and adopting, they are promoting of the strengthening of the Indian agriculture sector. So next one is the climate resilient farming. So another one is the infrastructure development. So that is the cold chains and storage. So enhancing MSP and the market access. So enhancing MSP minimum support price. So every year there are different crops. The government they can announce in the different types of the MSP. So there cannot announcement of these MSPs. So almost farmers cannot be interested. So they are moving to the backward. They are not cultivating. Why? Because so government cannot provide the better MSP. So farmers they are not interesting and they cannot growing any cultivation in our economy. So that is very important to way forward to the government. So at the same time, the government they can providing in the more market access. So wherever the farmer they go, uh, government can provide the all market access. So through different initiatives and taken. So these are some important way forwarding in the agriculture sector. So no doubt at all, Indian agriculture is at a crossroad. So need for sustainable and tech-driven transformation and support for the farmer is key to the national development. So these are some important intervention to the our Indian government. So these are the some challenges and trends in the Indian agriculture development. So uh, another thing is resources. Second, next concept in this, there resources in agriculture. So what are the resources in agriculture? So that is definition of agricultural resources. So what resources are in the present right now? So what is the importance in crop and livestock production and linked to food security and rural economy? So this is a very important resources in agriculture. So in this there are types of agricultural resources. There are different types of the agricultural resources, that is natural resources, human resources, capital resources, technological resources, institutional resources. So these are all the different types of the agricultural resources. So natural natural resources is nothing but the land. In that land is soil quality and the land availability and water, irrigation and rainfall and groundwater and climate, temperature and sunlight and wind and biodiversity. So that is in crops, livestock, microorganisms. So these are the important natural resources of the agricultural resources. And the second type is the human resources. So farmers and agricultural laborers and skills, training and traditional knowledge, gender roles in agriculture. So these are the some human resources. So in human resources, the first resources are the farmers and another one is agricultural labor. And in that there are skilled farmers and skilled laborers, and there are some farmers and laborers they are training, and there are some another farmers or laborers are in the traditional knowledge, and there are some general roles in agriculture sector. So these are the some human resources in the agriculture resources. Next one is capital resources. So in the capital resources, farm machinery and the tools, seeds, fertilizers and pesticides, infrastructure and storage, transport and market. So these are all called the capital resources in the agricultural resources. Next one is technological resources. So in the technological resources is precision farming and ICT tools. So ICT tools is nothing but the mobile app, sensors, and
Hello,
and
sir.
yes,
Sir, this I can't see. I mean, I can see the slide, but not the one like you're talking about right now. It's just the first slide only.
you can
I can only see this resources in agriculture, sir. Yeah, yeah. Now it's moving. Yeah,
now it is okay.
yeah. Sir. Okay, sir.
So now it is okay. Types of
Yes, sir. Now I can see this introduction part, but you are speaking about, sir, technological resources.
Yes, yes. Technological resources, they are biotech, that is GM crops and high yielding varieties. So these are all called the technological resources. And institutional resources, that is government policies, subsidies, and research institutions and agricultural universities and cooperatives and farmer producer organizations. So these resources are the very important. So in the especially these institutions are established in the rural area. So government, they are monitoring and they are establishing and their awareness. So they are these institutional linkage between the farmers in the rural areas. So when there are linkage between the farmers in the rural areas, these institutions, so automatically they are way forward and linked to the and lift to the development of farmers in the agriculture sector in the economy. Okay, so in this, their government, they are introducing different policies and they can give the subsidies. So at the same time, research institutions, they are establishing different types of research institutions. So at every university side, at the same time, research especially some research institutions are established in the district level or in the 4 or 5 mandals level. They are establishing, and another thing is the cooperatives. So these cooperatives, they are grassroots level. They are establishing and introducing these cooperatives. So there is a three cooperative system. They are we are providing some awareness and we are providing training and what type of crops and how to test the soil. Everything can be providing through cooperatives and farmer producer organization. So these resources are very important in the agricultural resources. So these resources are in the different forms. So in this, there are uh, next. These are the important side in the resources side. So another importance of efficient resources use. So many resources are there in our economy, but we are efficiently using or not. That is the most important. So without efficient, we are utilizing the resources. Some resources are being misusing, and but resources are not in the use in the economy. So that is another important thing. That is enhancing productivity. So when we have to efficient resources use, automatically that can be promoting to the enhancing of the productivity and reducing environmental impact. So this is a very important thing, environmental impact. So and next one is cost effectiveness. So when the efficiently resources are in the allocation in the agriculture, so automatically they are reduction in the cost. So that is the cost effectiveness. And next one is sustainable agriculture. So when proper utilization of all resources, automatically we have to move forward in the sustainable agriculture, and any resources cannot be misused in the economy or in the nature. So that is the importance of efficient use of the resources. So in this, there are some challenges are facing in this resource management. So that is resource depletion. So that is soil and water. So right now there are some depletion we are facing in the soil and water side in the agriculture. So unequal access to the technology and the capital. So in all over India, all states, we are not equally providing in the technology and the capital. So this is a very important drawback to the some states. They are not accessing, they are not adapting more technology, more capital in the development and the agriculture side. So next one is climate change impact. So right now also in the some areas we are so many poor practices they are applying and going on right now. So in that, they are automatically they are affecting on the climate change. So this problem also we are challenge we are facing in the resource side, and institutional inefficiency. So in some areas, they are institutional, they are not properly working, and they are not properly giving guidance to the farmers. In season wise, these institutions, they are go and meet the farmers, and they can tell that and finding that. So what type of seed we are using, what type of fertilizer we are using, what type of manure we are using, so that cannot be telling that. So that is a very important challenge and management for the government. So that is institutional efficiency. So these are all the some challenges in resource management. In way forward, so when we are utilizing these are all resources in properly, so that is sustainable resource management. So when we have to proper utilization, proper allocation of these are all resources in our agricultural field, automatically we are getting and lifting the sustainable resource management and investment in agri infrastructure and capacity building for farmers and research and innovation. So these are all the very important move forward things. So all state governments and central governments, they are taking the initiative and they can develop these are all things. So they are state government and the central government, they are more investing in the agricultural infrastructure side. So where farmers, their what type of infrastructure they require, so they are identifying and they are investing, they are providing that facility. So automatically they are lifting of these farmers to the agriculture sector. They are also interestly their cultivation more land, more production, and there is no problems in the food prices in the future also. So that is a very important thing. Next one is the capacity building for the farmers. So every season or every quarterly or annually, so in different areas, different farmers, we are conducting in the capacity building program. So when we have to conducting in these capacity building program, so almost that farmers they are spread to the overall India, and they can train up the remaining farmers. They are develop the high yield varieties. They are providing in how to get in the more production in the field, and what type of manure we are utilizing, and what type of practices we are going right now. So what type of drilling we are using and what type of water resource management. So everything can be providing to you through the capacity building program. So at the same time, research and innovation. So we are conducting more research in the agricultural rural area, and they can find some easy solution and smart solution, and can providing in the smart agriculture in our economy. So that is the main intention of these move forward of the resources. So agriculture is depends on the multiple interconnected resources. So agriculture is not a connected to the one single resources. They are connecting in the multiple. So you can providing in the multiple resources. Automatically, we are achieving in the sustainable agriculture. So otherwise, we are not achieving and sustainable agriculture. So another thing is the efficient and equitable and sustainable use is vital for future food security. So all resources, what resources are available in the area, so that all resources we are in the engaged in the activity or allocation in the activity. So efficiently we are allocating. So we are equally they are distributing all resources in the field, and automatically we are getting in the sustainable use in the future food security. We have overcome in the future food security. So this is the importance of the resources in the agriculture sector. So another thing is so institutional infrastructure. So these are the another important thing in the Indian agriculture. So that is what is the importance, why the institutional infrastructure is very important in the development of Indian agriculture. So in this, there are three types of these institutional infrastructure can be developed by our Indian economy. So that is public sector, private sector, and public-private partnership. So in some areas, some infrastructure they are undertaken by the only public, and some areas, some infrastructure they are undertaken by the private. In some areas, they are in the both are they are combining their development in the institutional infrastructure. So that is the public-private and the public-private partnership. So in this, there are very important roles in the agriculture, education, and health. So that is the importance of the institutional. In this first, public institutional infrastructure. So government they are funded and managed. So these public institutional infrastructure, the main role is the government. So only government they have to fund it. So and they are managed and everything they are monitoring to the only public sector. So example, schools and hospitals, agri research sector. So these are some examples of the public institutional infrastructure. So next one is who are the benefits is public institutional infrastructure, that is wide research and equitable access. So wide reach and equitable access they are benefiting to the public institutional infrastructure. And in this there are challenges, that is bureaucracy and limited funding. So only some areas they are development and some areas they are not development. So why? Because the government cannot they have a plenty of capital. So when they are government have a plenty of capital, almost in all areas there is a development of these public institutional infrastructure. So when we have to providing more public institutional infrastructure, automatically the farmers and the farmer children they are utilizing these are all things they are upgrading in the knowledge in the Indian agriculture side. So that is the first public institutional infrastructure. Next one is the private institutional infrastructure, that is owned and operated by the private entities. So some examples of the private institutional infrastructure, that is private hospitals, universities, and agribusiness. So these are the some examples of the private institutional infrastructure. And next one is benefits. So they are innovations and efficiency. When the private individuals and the private institutions always they are seeing in the innovation and the efficiency, both are they are seeing. So that is the main importance of the private institutional infrastructure. But is some only few people they have access, and all people they are not accessing the private institutional infrastructure. Why? Because so who are in the efficiently and who do hard work and do efficiently, that can be they are accessing in the private institutional infrastructure. So in this there are also some challenges they are facing private institutional infrastructure. There is accessibility and profit motive. So there are and told that there are some limited accessibility they are giving. So that is another important challenge in the private institutional infrastructure. Their private institutional infrastructure always they are seeing in the profit motive. So So they are not concentration on the welfare of the people. They are seeing on the profit motive. So another one is a public-private partnership. So they are a collaboration between public and private sectors, shared responsibility and investment. So there are example infrastructure projects, agri marketplaces, so resource optimization and faster delivery. So these are the some collaborations in the public-private partnership. So when there are collaboration between the public and private sector, they are increasing in the accessibility, they are increasing in the welfare and utilizing in the all people in these institutions. They are shared responsibility in the investment. So these are examples of these things, and this is the resource optimization and the faster delivery they are adopting in the PPP. So these PPP model are very important right now. Any government they are take the initiative they are establishing in the any institutional through the PPP mode they are how to establishing in our economy. So these PPP models are very important in India. So that is BOT, so that is build, operate, transfer, and boost, build, own, operate, transfer, and DBFO, design, build, finance, operate, example, national highways and warehousing and yield. So in these areas, their PPP models are the very important. Both are their concentration and they can be undertaken in the development of the agriculture sector. So there are some important comparison of this one, feature and public-private PPP model. So in this there are ownership and government and private and joint. So this is another important. So yeah, here the future is the ownership. So here in the public only government and the private is the private and PPP is the joint, both government and the private. So and another important feature is the funding. So that is only public can be funding and the private hospital, private capital is the here funding, and both have a share 50% or 50% they are in this sharing in the PPP model. So public sector only they are focusing on the welfare, and but private sector they are focusing on the profit, and but PPP model is the only they are seeing in the service and efficiency. So this is a simple comparison in the public and the private and public-private partnership model. So in this, there are some challenges and some concerns there are in the these PPP model. So that is regulatory hurdles and risk sharing and accountability issues and a long gestation period for the return. So these are the some challenges and concerns in the institutional infrastructure. So there cannot be risk sharing, and there is not a there more important a severe problem is the accountability issue. Where taken in the accountability. So in the public sector there is no accountability, but in the private sector they are fully accountable, but they have a some harness to the society. So that is a very important problem in the accountability and the long gestation period for the return. So in the move forward in this, they are strengthening the governance framework. So when the strengthening the government framework, so automatically we have to remove in the all problems in the institutional government infrastructure. So next one is the capacity building for public institutions. So this is another important way forward and encouraging responsible private participation. So and monitoring and evaluation mechanism. So these are the some important forwards in the public, private, and PPP model. So in this, their institutional infrastructure is a key to sustainable development, and their balanced involvement of public, private, and PPP is essential. So these are the important initiatives by using in the institutional infrastructure. So, institutional infrastructure is a very important key concept in the development of Indian agriculture. So, this is the another important thing in the institutional infrastructure. So, in the agriculture sector, they are very important initiatives. So, who provide these initiatives at the same time? Government, or sometimes they are government providing, but sometimes they are not. Government cannot be providing, so they are given to the private individual. So when they are giving in the private individual, so automatically they have a cannot be providing in the welfare. They are always seeing in the profit motive, and they are not giving in the access. Who are in the uh, uh, not in the hard work, hardly, and who are in the actively participate. That person they are giving in the infrastructure. So that is the difference in the private and public. So this is a very important, another important initiative in the institutional infrastructure and public and private partnerships. So in this there are four different areas. That is agricultural credit and insurance and warehouse and cooperation side. These institutional infrastructure is very important. And another one is the public distribution system. So in this also there is a institutional infrastructure is very important. And next one is another important area in the institutional infrastructure that is cooperative and the farmers organizations and non-government organizations. So non-government organization especially they are always seeing in the some non-government organizations they are seeing in the welfare, some non-government organizations they are not seeing in the welfare. They are providing in the service at the same time. They are taken in the profit also. So at the same time, agriculture research and education and some extension in India. So these are the very important in Indian agriculture development. So there are in this paper there are five important blocks. So in that that is first block we already seen the last class. That is evolution and scope and diversity of agriculture and Indian farmers' traditions, beliefs and practices and agriculture and Indian economy and the development of Indian agriculture. So this is the black one content of the paper one. And second one is the resources. So agricultural resources. So that is another important thing. Resources in agriculture. That is land resources and its management and biodiversity, conservation and utilization. So how we have to conservation, how we have to utilization. So at the same time, labor and livestock and fisheries. So these are all in the maintaining and the resources in the agriculture. And next third one is institutional infrastructure. So these institutional infrastructure they can be providing in the public and the public and private partnership. There are two more concepts in the Indian agricultural development. So that is management of agricultural produce, and this is another important concept. Another one is emerging trends in agriculture and the need for reform. So these are the five important things we have to very important in the Indian agricultural development. So in this session, we only taken on the two important issues, that is resources in the agriculture, and another one is institutional infrastructure. So in this institutional infrastructure, so what is the role of the public and what is the role of the private and what is the role of the public and private partnership. So which method and which partnership is very important and in the development of the institutions in the Indian agriculture. So tomorrow we have to see in the management of agricultural produce. In the management of agricultural produce, there are four important concepts, that is capital formation and the pricing, taxation, subsidies in agriculture. So how to managing our agricultural produce? So in that will be capital formation and who fix the prices and who enforcing in the taxation and who give the subsidy in what areas they give the subsidy, why they are giving in the subsidy. Without subsidy, they are not growing and they cannot managing our agricultural products. So that can be you can see in the circular. So at the same time in procurement, so in procurement side and storage and distribution of food grains. So this is another important issue in the management of agricultural produce. Another one is research and development and the transfer of technology. So this is a very important thing area in all areas. So research and development. So when how to do research and automatically we can find the development solution. So what type of solution we have to find that can be you can transfer to the all farmers in our economy. The next one is agricultural linkage with other subsystems. So that is another important agricultural linkage with other subsystems. So these are all four issues that are going to the management of agricultural produce. So next thing is what are the emerging trends in agriculture and need for reform. So that is diversification in agriculture. So that is another important thing. And next one is agriculture industry and interface. And another one is the issues related to trade, quality, gender, and sustainability. And another one is information and communication technology and agriculture. So these are all the very important things in the emerging trends in agriculture and need for the reform. So why the diversification in agriculture? So without diversification of agriculture, what happening in the economy? So that is another important thing. And next one is agriculture industry interface. So they are at the time of independence and after reform period, there is no agriculture industries. There are some industries are there, but after reform period, so many industries are there, and they are interfacing in our Indian economic, Indian agriculture development, and some issues related to trade, quality, gender, and sustainability. They are these are the very important. So in the promoting of our agriculture sector, and we have to transfer of the trading to our agriculture product to the other countries. So in that we are facing some problems. That is the trade side and quality side and the gender side and the sustainability side. So next, information and communication technology and agriculture. So in agriculture sector, the information and communication is very important. They are what they are announcing, so that can be can reach in the throughout India. So when we have to reaching in the throughout India, so we are compulsory have to develop in the information and communication technology. So when we have to develop in the information communication technology, so we have to share your knowledge and we have to share in our practices throughout India. They are reaching to the at the ground level, high level to the ground level. So that is the important thing. So these two we can discuss in the next class. Okay.
What you're right. Okay, sir.
Okay. Is there any questions from today's session?
Uh, the sir infrastructural thing that you said earlier, that one was like I didn't get it much. Like, can you please repeat?
Infrastructure. Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the infrastructure, there are three important three important partnerships. So some areas their government directly they are undertaken. In some areas, government cannot be undertaken. Why? Because there is a lack of capital, and their government they are taking the initiative. They cannot be properly implemented, properly monitoring. The problem can be arising in that area. The government they are tell that the private individuals they are develop these institutional infrastructure, and they can be when they are developing the institutional infrastructure, they are collecting in the money, and when they are collecting in the money, automatically they are hand over to that infrastructure to the government. So in some areas, both are they are undertaken, and they can be uh, fulfill the what are the needs of the
Yeah, I
institutional.
got it, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
you got it now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the institutional side. So these are the very important things in the resources and the institutional side in the development of Indian agriculture. So next class we can see that what are the emerging trends, and what are the reforms are needed or are not needed. So that can be you can see that. And next one is how to managing our agricultural produce. So in that there are different types of the instruments they are utilizing and managing of these agricultural produce. Okay. So these two issues can be you can see in the next class. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
Yeah. Okay. No. Is there no question from today's session?
No, no, not. It's fine, sir. You explained very well, sir.
Okay. Okay. So you can see in the tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Have a good day, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.